This weekend in the Crosshairs Hunting, we are talking turkey. We are going to be covering setup, decoys, shot placement, and at the end of the show, we're going to sit down with Tom Bile of Hook's Custom Calls as he runs us through the different types of calls you're going to use this spring. Sit back and relax. This show starts right now.
So, Black Widow deer lures is some of the freshest deer urine in the industry. But you think, so what? The big corporation urines work good enough, don't they? Well, ask yourself one question. Have you ever seen a deer or any animal pee brown urine? It looks like soy sauce because it's old, brown, and broken down. And believe me, hunters can see the difference and deer can smell the difference. Need more proof? How about dominant bucks in this close? Black Widow deer lures are collected, bottled, and shipped within days. It's simple. They work.
Set your sights on Shooters, Northern Michigan's premier archery pro shop, carrying bows from top manufacturers like Bowtech, Prime, Quest, 10-Point, Striker, and more. With prices starting at $300, we have the bow to fit your budget. At Shooters, we also service, set up, and tune your current equipment. Schedule a lesson or sharpen your skills on any one of our 3 archery ranges. It's all indoors, so the weather's always right for archery. At Shooters Indoor Gun and Archery Range, just west of Menards on US 31, Traverse City.
Luminoc, the original self-contained lighted knock on the market, patented to accept replaceable lithium batteries and designed to work with all carbon arrow shafts while producing the brightest results during any condition. Easily the most durable illuminated knocks to allow up to 40 hours of continuous use and are packaged and crafted to perfection for hundreds of shots. There's only one true Luminoc. Luminoc by Bert Coyote, made in the USA.
Clothing for In the Crosshairs Hunting has been provided by our friends at Creative Embroidery. Whether it's custom screen printing or embroidery, Shelly and her crew have you covered. Stop in or call for all your embroidery and screen printing needs. 1156 Platte Road, Cadillac. And by Uncle Bob's Smoky Mountain Premium Sauce, available in both hot and mild. Uncle Bob's makes whatever you put it on that much better. Find them online or at a retailer near you.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's In the Crosshairs Hunting. I'm your host, Stacy Skaggs, and as always, we've got another action-packed show coming up today. You know, here it is. It's the middle of turkey season here in Michigan. The second season closes today, but the third season opens on Monday. And the vast majority of the people that I know always have the third season. The third season can be a little bit difficult to hunt because the birds have been called to, road hunters, they've been shot at. They get a little bit smarter as that third season comes along. But I'm going to tell you today how you can tag out on a big Michigan gobbler, which is going to bring us to our very first hunt. Now, again, roosting a bird does not mean you're going to roast the bird. There's too many unforeseen factors when you put a gobbler to bed. There's other hens, maybe there's some more hunters in there. You can get too close to the roost, which I've done many times, and you look up in the tree and there's your bird, a little too close. You know, the birds will pitch down, and if the hens go this way, the gobblers, he's going to follow them. You're not going to break him off the real thing. So again, we like to go out about 9:30, 10 o'clock, which brings us to our first hunt. This is Ashley's first ever turkey hunt. So here we are. It's the last day of her season. It's about 9:30 in the morning. We run down to a good buddy of ours. He's got some great farm ground. We ran down there. I hit the call. Boom. 4 gobblers right over the hill, and that's the ideal setup. You always want to keep this in mind when you're setting up on a gobbler, guys and gals. You want the birds to come up a hill, and what you're going to want to do is have your caller, and I understand that this isn't going to work all the time for you, but it's almost like you're elk hunting. You want your caller to be 20-30 yards straight behind you. The reason is it's going to suck them birds right into your lap, because they're going to be hearing that call from behind you, and they're going to walk right by you. You're going to get a 10-yard shot probably. And again, always try to set up on top of a rise. Bring them birds up, so when they peek their heads up, you can take it right off. So that's exactly what happened here. We had the birds over the hill. I jumped behind Ashley. She got on the gun, and wouldn't you know it, 4 big redheads coming right at us. Man, what a pretty tail. Beautiful, beautiful bird. Way to go, baby. Way to go. Mwah. And that was a great bird. That's her first ever turkey. First time she's really turkey hunted, and she was hooked. And again, no decoy, no blinds. We basically I called to those birds, bringing them up the hill and come down. They were trying to get to me, and she dumped it with her 20 gauge. So don't forget, guys, when you're out there this year and you get that ultimate setup where you got to bring them up a hill, so they got to peek over to see you, dust them. As soon as you see a head, dust them. Which brings us to the next hunt. This is Ashley again. This is an afternoon hunt. We walk out to where we're gonna hunt. Boom, 2 big gobblers are in the cornfield. So I leave all my calls in the pop-up blind. So what do? With my mouth, and we look in the distance, and 2 slob gobblers are running right at us.
Awesome, Stace, did you see that? You called him in with your mouth. Oh my gosh, that was the fastest hunt I think I've ever been on in my life.
Pick that thing up. Look at the size of that bird. Oh yeah. Set him down. Oh, nice. Nice bird.
Oh yeah, great fan.
I'm more concerned about this beard. That right there, that is a big old beard.
Yeah, he's good size.
That is a beautiful bird. And here's a perfect example. Now, if you notice in the footage, those toms pop up and they're looking for us, but if I would have been 20 yards behind Ashley, those birds would have came right to her. As it is, the only thing you've seen of these birds was both their heads. They weren't going to come any further because they peeked up And again, you got to understand something. This isn't like deer hunting. The bucks come to the does. Well, in turkey hunting, the hens come to the gobblers. That's why they're always strutting and gobbling and carrying on. They're trying to attract the hens. So when he popped up on that hill and started gobbling, in all theory, the hen is supposed to come to him. That's why I should have been over the hill 20 yards to bring him all the way up. Worked out. She got the turkey. Another great bird. 2 years in a row in Michigan. Last day of her season, she kills 2 great birds. But hey, we got to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking turkey.
Taxidermy work for In the Crosshairs has been provided by Scott Keatsman of Linwood Taxidermy. Stop in and find out how Scott can keep your memory alive, one trophy at a time. Looking for a new pair of hunting boots this turkey season? Then look no further than Northwoods Feed and Supply of Cadillac, with the area's best selection of hunting boots from Irish Setter and Muck boots, in all sizes and many styles to choose from. And don't forget, spring is the time to start your mineral site and get your food plots in, with minerals like Lucky Buck, Big and J, and Trophy Rock. Seeds from rape, clover, buckwheat, just to name a few. So whether it's boots, seeds, or mineral you need this spring, stop into Northwoods Feed and Supply, located on Boone Road, Cadillac. Are you guys tired of seeing this or this, and you want to see a whole lot more of this? Then you need to switch to the Diamond Peep from Dead Red Outdoors. We've made the switch, and here's why. With vertical and horizontal conformation of center, it eliminates guesswork for quick, easy pin placement. It's not luck, it's confidence. Shot after shot after shot after shot. So if this is what you want to see this fall, then you need to switch to the Diamond Peep from Dead Red Outdoors. We made the switch, and so should you. This week's show has also been brought to you by Out the Door Rent to Own. Whether you're in need of furniture, electronics, or appliances, stop in and see Kevin for all the great deals. Out the Door Rent to Own, located on North Mitchell Street, Cadillac. And by Hooks and Bullets magazine. Hooks and Bullets is a free, bi-monthly publication available at sporting goods stores, convenience stores, all across the great state of Michigan. Well, hey everybody, welcome back. And like I said at the beginning, we are talking nothing but turkey today. Now we're going to get into decoys. Decoys can be great, and decoys can blow your hunt. I've had them go both ways. Now, this first hunt I'm going to show you is how a decoy can be used to your advantage. We had gotten some intel from the landowner that 2 big gobblers were in this backfield every day around 8:30, and there was no hens, and they were always strutting, gobbling, just showing how dominant they were. So here it is. It's the first season for me. We go out there, set up a pop-up line because I was shooting my bow, set my strutter decoy out at 10 yards because I wanted to head shoot them. And as soon as those gobblers came over the hill, they instantaneously started strutting, and they came from 200 yards to 10 yards in 5 seconds. They had seen another decoy, another tom, in their turf, and they were running to confront him. And I gave them the old schlocking right there. Check that out right there, guys. Look at that. Big Michigan longbeard.
Now that is a beard right there, folks. First day, first season, first hour, I'm tagged out on a great Michigan longbeard with my bow. And speaking of bow shots, you know, I don't know why, but when you buy a target, the area that they have the vitals on a turkey target is not accurate. You guys have heard me say this before. If you hit them high, you're going to watch them die. And if you hit them low, you're going to watch them go. Now this next hunt was with Jeremy, the ponytail assassin, and this is as textbook of a shot that you can make on a bird with archery equipment. But we also forgot to tell you about the decoys. The day before we had hunted these birds, and as soon as they popped in the field, they saw the decoy and they ran away. So these birds have obviously been hunted or called to. So we went back in there and just sat in that field and basically deer hunted, waited for him to come by us, and Jeremy just, this is the perfect archery shot.
Was that not a crazy night?
Oh my gosh, that was wild. I didn't think we were ever gonna do anything tonight, but we had about 10 more minutes left of
we have 8 minutes left.
8 minutes
8
left.
minutes left. I don't know why all of a sudden 3 big birds.
For a half an hour I thought it was over. Then you kept saying, "No, we don't have a chance, we'll come back in the morning, we'll come back in the morning," and I'm like, I'm asking you to call and you're like, "Are you crazy?" And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "I don't know if I can shoot out that window," and you're like, now I'm like, I can't believe, I thought that, and you were just telling me, "Dude, we're gonna have to stay here, they're gonna roost right there." They don't leave this field. That was fun. I mean, it happened quick. I didn't have time to get too excited.
You smoked them.
You told me to hit them high.
That's
and
right,
they, and they die.
That's right. Well, let's get out there and get your bird.
No, like I said, guys and gals, that is where you want to aim on a bird. Where their beard comes out in their wing butt, hit them right there. Because I don't know if you guys have ever cleaned a chicken, but where are the vitals? They're tucked up tight to the spine. So why they have the kill zone on a target down there by the leg, that's wrong. That's their guts. Now, I mean, yeah, if you hit them there, you might kill them. You're going to have to chase them down or do whatever. But if you hit them high, they're going to die within eyesight. But hey, we got to step aside one last time. We got one more commercial break for the day. And when we come back, we're going to get into pot calls, tube calls, diaphragm. We're going to give you a little bit of education on calls right after this.
Why do we only use Bojacks on our equipment?
In every independent sound and vibration test, Bojacks always wins.
The best limb dampeners work by touching the bow limbs to dampen vibrations.
Bojacks is the best designed dampening system. Team Bojacks.
What team are you on?
Luminoc, the original self-contained lighted knock on the market, patented to accept replaceable lithium batteries and designed to work with all carbon arrow shafts while producing the brightest results during any condition. Easily the most durable illuminated knocks to allow up to 40 hours of continuous use and are packaged and crafted to perfection for hundreds of shots. There's only one true Luminoc. Luminoc by Bert Coyote, made in the USA.
Looking for a new pair of hunting boots this turkey season? Then look no further than Northwoods Feed and Supply of Cadillac, with the area's best selection of hunting boots from Irish Setter and Muck boots, in all sizes and many styles to choose from. And don't forget, spring is the time to start your mineral site and get your food plots in, with minerals like Lucky Buck, Big and J, and Trophy Rock. Seeds from rape, clover, buckwheat, just to name a few. So whether it's boots, seeds, or mineral you need this spring, stop into Northwoods Feed and Supply, located on Boone Road, Cadillac. Clothing for In the Crosshairs Hunting has been provided by our friends at Creative Embroidery. Whether it's custom screen printing or embroidery, Shelly and her crew have you covered. Stop in or call for all your embroidery and screen printing needs. 1156 Platte Road, Cadillac.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about calling. And to do this right, I have to bring the best turkey hunter and caller that I know, besides myself.
Stacy, you're barely a pupil, but go on.
Okay. This is my bestest friend in the whole entire wide world, Tom Bile, and he is part of Hook's Custom Calls Pro staff. He works for them, and he can run a call like nobody I've ever seen. Tom, what are the two biggest important aspects of turkey hunting?
For one, Stacy, it's calling and setup. Good calling brings birds in. Good setup puts your foot on their head. True. Basically, you can call as good as you want, which is important. You're going to do things that guys can't do, but the setup is what brings them in gun range.
So you're saying the setup is almost more important than the calling?
They're equal.
Okay.
I mean, you know, the setup's what's going to bring him inside 40 yards, so you're comfortable gun range.
Right. I got you. As you look at the difference between the two of us, I have 493 calls on my vest, and Tom has 4. So what are your go-to calls? I mean, like, let me hear your best imitation.
A diaphragm, a tube call. I carry a few pots, and a trumpet call, owl hooter, crow call. Basically, the better caller you become more versatile on the instrument you're actually using. You know, I'm not going to pack down with 20 pounds of stuff like you are.
Well, yeah.
Basically, because I want to be mobile. So I carry very little. And here's the deal. Everybody like you carries every turkey call they've ever bought in their entire life, thinking it's a miracle call. But the truth is, the better you become and more versatile on fewer calls, you're going to become more efficient and more effective.
I gotcha. Okay.
I mean, if you have 10 pots in your vest, you always have your favorites that you're going to pull out first.
Yeah.
Why carry the rest of the stuff?
True. I guess. So you're saying I'm a little overkill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a fair That's a fair statement. So let's get into this a little bit more. Let's hear a diaphragm, like a clucks and yelps, and give us your best. This is his best, so. I think he's getting a little carried away. Come back. That was a diaphragm, and I gotta be honest, that sounded pretty turkey. Now, a diaphragm is pretty. Would you say a diaphragm is the most popular call?
It's overused. As David Hale and Harold Knight said, it's the greatest conservation tool in turkey hunting. Because most guys don't put the time in to properly use one. I mean, what I tell new hunters is when you're starting out turkey calling, the easiest thing you see on every store shelf is a diaphragm. Everybody on TV's run one, so they gotta have one. It's probably the most difficult call to master. Gotcha. So they buy these diaphragm calls, they end up doing themselves more harm than good. A box and a pot aren't easy to run, but they're easier to make turkey sounds on.
Gotcha.
Realistic turkey sounds. So a diaphragm, what I always tell people, learn to cluck on one the first 2 years. I mean, keep it in your mouth, don't use it to call birds, because you never know when you need to get his head up, or you need one more cluck and you have to set that box down or that pot down and get your shotgun up if you're by yourself. So it's as simple as
He picks his head up and...
Exactly. Or you may need that to pull him the last 5 yards.
Right.
You know, so that's why I tell people, until you're proficient on a diaphragm call, don't use it in the woods. You practice on it, but don't feel you need to use one if you're not proficient.
I gotcha. So now you got a couple other cool calls here, and I know this is a tube call, that's a trumpet call, and in your opinion, and in my opinion, a tube call kills more birds than any call because it's different, right?
It's the most underrated call on the face of the planet. I mean, not many guys run them. I mean, basically, I have a film canister here, okay? And what it is, it's not so much it's different, it's that it carries so far. Like, I'll back up here and blow this. This is all I strike birds with.
So and that carries, that gets the sound out there.
I've struck birds at a mile and a half with tube call over the years.
Okay.
All over the country. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Now, let's go to a slate call, pot peg call, which I'm sure you've got a couple in there.
Yeah, I got a couple in here. This is actually a crystal call I've fallen in love with, and I'm running a laminate striker on it. And crystal, I mean, to me is my favorite. I like aluminum and stuff. I like pure slate. Pure slate, for a guy just picking up one call, it's got the most bite. So he's probably going to be a lot easier for him to run than a crystal call.
When you're saying a slate, you're talking like the old chalkboards.
Yeah, pure slate.
Just pure slate.
Yeah, a lot of it's Pennsylvania slate. But, yeah, I'll give you a little soundbite of this.
Good. It sounds real good.
You know, I mean...
See, that's why I have him calling for me. Sal runs camera, Tom calls, and I'm going to get a bird every year. I know it. So that's why I've always got Tom with
It's
me.
all about having, you know, different stuff. The biggest thing I can state with calling, find 1 or 2 calls you're extremely confident in, because you're going to pull them out of your vest 90% of the time.
Like when I go to a pot call, I'm always in this one right here, pulling out my favorite.
Yeah,
I don't use this one or the 2 inside. I don't even know why I carry them. So
people get carried away with that, and you know, say you have a diaphragm, a pot call, and a box call, and that gobbler don't come. If you sound like a hen, you can do no better 99% of the time.
That's true. But folks, unfortunately, we have ran out of time for this week's show. Tom, thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure, buddy.
Yeah.
And I love turkey hunting with you, goose hunting. I absolutely love it. From all of us here at In the Crosshairs Hunting, and from Sally behind the camera today, there she is, we hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. And until next week, I'm Stacy Skaggs, and I'll see you here again for another great episode of In the Crosshairs Hunting.